right, everybody. Welcome. As you can see, we are back in our main studio here tonight. It is game 4 of the NBA Finals, and I am so glad I'm here to share it with you. I'm Cooper Naylor. So glad that you could be here with us. We have the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers playing for an NBA championship. This is the 4th game, and the Indiana Pacers lead the series 2-1. And I do want to say, before we get into the basketball, that I do apologize. We were experiencing some technical difficulties with the camera side of things. We finally got it figured out. So we are here, we're live, and we're ready to give you some basketball. So as you can see, our scoreboard, it's a little bit different how we're having to do it right now, but bear with us that hopefully it still looks good. Just let me know what you think about this. I'm going to have the chat pulled up all night. So if you have anything you want to say, by all means, go ahead and put anything in the chat, what you think about the ball game so far. We are about 23 minutes from tip-off, and so this has been a really interesting series so far. For the first 2 games, I think the Thunder really outplayed the Pacers in that. The Pacers they were gifted game 1, if we want to be honest, because they were down by double digits most of the game, and then here comes fourth quarter, and Tyrese Halliburton hits that crazy shot to end up winning the game. So Indiana was gifted game 1. Game 2, it was all day Thunder, and that was the dominant performance that we thought we had from game 1 with the Thunder, and the Thunder choked it away. So now you had game 3. It was really the closest game we had seen in the series so far. And really, the Pacers coming out with the win, that should have been their only win in the series to this point. Now, if you're the Thunder, you are going into this game. This is a must-win game for the Thunder. Let's be honest, because you go down 3-1 to this Pacers team, that is going to be that's going to be really hard to come back against this Pacers team. Going to be really, really hard. So this is just a fantastic game tonight to get started with. As I'm going to try to make my scoreboard just a little bit bigger, just so that it'll be able to be seen a little bit better on the broadcast. So yeah, that's better. Okay. As I said, we are working through some technical difficulties here tonight, so bear with us. Of course, as you've known, we haven't been live from this set in quite a while. It was college football playoff back in January, so as you can tell, it's been quite a while. So we are back here in our main studio set, so it's quite nice. Or wait, we came live in March. We haven't done much in the past few months, so I do apologize for that. We're planning on doing some more. If you remember, Tuesday night we came live for college football wraparound. So, we had that. So, okay. So a change in the starting lineup. Looks like Isaiah Hartenstein is going to be starting tonight. So we'll see who he replaces. I actually have the rosters right here. Got to have it so that whenever the game starts, we can get it accurate lineup. So we'll see who is the guy getting replaced in the starting lineup for Isaiah Hartenstein. All right, folks. We also have a new commercial coming up tonight, which I'm excited for. Me and my mother have a new venture that we have started together. And so, folks, real quick, let's go to commercial. I want you to see our new commercial package for this year that we're going to be using for all our live streams that are going to be long live streams. Folks, here we are. Here's our commercial package. Enjoy. All right, everybody. One thing I did just look up, which I want to get your opinions on this, folks. But um, the Google, which the game hasn't even happened yet, but Google already is telling me who's won Game 4. Okay, comment below what you think about this once I say this. But it says that the Thunder are going to win the game 117 to 112. And it also says that Shea Gilgeous Alexander is going to go for 42 points tonight. So, if you have an opinion on that right there, comment below. I want to get your opinions on this because I think that's really interesting that it's saying that. I just think that's crazy that it already thinks it knows. Of course, this is AI. So maybe the NBA is given the script of what they want to happen. So we'll wait and see what happens. That's crazy, but we'll wait and see. But I was going to try to find some stats for this series. So, just so we can get an idea of what has been going on in this series. And I mean, they have team stats here, but I'm trying to figure out if this is like for the series. But it says that Oklahoma City's averaging 120 and 120 and a half points per game. Indiana 117.4. Field goal percentages, both teams 48%. Free rebounds, Thunder have 44 per game to 41 for Indiana. Assists per game, 26 for Oklahoma City, 29 for Indiana. Blocks, both teams have 5. steals per game, 10 for OKC, 8.5 for Indiana. And then, of course, the streaks. Indiana won the previous game. And then in the last 10 games, that's not really, doesn't really matter. But it is interesting because this series, I would say this, for the majority of the series, the Thunder, I mean, I said this already, the Thunder have controlled the majority of this series. Tyrese Halliburton, it wasn't until Wednesday night, he didn't really show up that good in OKC. He didn't play good. So, right in this series, SGA, I think both games 1 and 2, he played great. Game 3, not so much. So, home court you're seeing, I think, has been vital for this series. So, okay, here's something interesting right here. Oklahoma City, following a loss in the regular season in the playoffs, they are 17-2. So, this is interesting because we'll have to wait and see what they do. But we got a few minutes until the game tips off. Comment below. Who do you think is going to win the game? Because this is going to be a really fun matchup, I think. Tonight, I think Wednesday night was a good game. I think this will be the same way. It's going to be a fun matchup here tonight. I think it's one that I'm not going to choose a winner, personally speaking, because I think it could go either way. I think this is maybe one of the most even and most competitive NBA Finals series in quite a few years. I am enjoying this. So far, 2 of ESPN's panelists have picked the Thunder. We'll have to wait and see who Bob Myers and Malika Andrews choose. Stephen A. Smith and Kendrick Perkins both went Thunder. No shocker. Next year, the NBA is going to be so much better as far as broadcast-wise when the guys from inside the NBA are going to be covering the finals for ABC. It'll be so much better. Even though it may be ESPNified, it's just going to be interesting. Okay. So they're not certain who Bob Myers is choosing. He's flip-flopping on this, but the 3 that have all chose the Thunder. That's not exactly great if you're a Thunder fan, because sometimes when all these panelists choose the same team, that it ends up not being a good thing because, hey, Pacers may win this game. I will say this, though, and this is the way I felt. Me personally, I've been saying this is a very competitive series. A lot of people have been hating on the Indiana Pacers. They're up 2-1 in this series. So we'll see. Of course, Isaiah Hartenstein, big story. He's going to be starting tonight. He came off the bench in the first 3 games of the series. So here we go. All right. But going to be very interesting tonight. Of course, we'll have to see who is being replaced in the starting lineup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Because like I showed you earlier, I got the rosters right here for myself, so I know who is all on these teams. So, and I will say this: the difference between basketball and football, this is just like half a page, and I split it up into two columns on Word. It is a long list when it comes to football whenever you're trying to get a roster before you broadcast a game. So, of course, another thing I forgot to mention, uh Wednesday night, if you look at the way the Pacers played, I think they were the more physical team. And I think that's been a thing that you've been seeing, especially games 2 and 3, is the more physical team has came out and won the game. And Indiana was definitely more physical the other night than OKC. The one thing I'll say, a similarity I see between this Thunder team and the Warriors of their dynasty that they had, like, a couple years ago. The Thunder are a very good third quarter team, and that's what the Warriors were. They were a good third quarter team. So that's going to be big to see, if their third quarter can propel them to win the game. So following a loss, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is averaging 33.6 points on 54% shooting, 7.2 assists per game, and 11.6 free throws attempted following a loss. So this is going to be interesting because you got to think this is, just like Google had said, this has got to be the game that Shea takes over. This has got to be all Shea, all game. And so, and it's like they're showing right now. Indiana, the physicality, they were just really physical with SGA Wednesday night. And so they controlled what Shea did. So I'm excited. Game 4. And so they are right now, I think they're about to go to commercial and then come back in time for the game. Of course, as most know, Indiana is like, they love their basketball. So, Wednesday night was the first finals game there in Indianapolis for the Pacers in 25 years. Of course, if you remember when the Pacers played for the NBA Finals, Reggie Miller was the star of the team. So it's really interesting to see the differences between these teams. All right, they're at commercial break right now. I'm going to stay here. I want to get your opinions on a lot of this stuff. So if you have any comments, put it in the chat right now. I want to see what you have to ask me here tonight. Of course, like I said earlier, we do apologize. We had some technical difficulties with our video, and so we were taking time to try to figure all that out. We finally got it figured out, so we are here. We are live. And okay, we are good on the YouTube side. I don't know why my I forgot to choose my thumbnail. That would probably be something that I can go change real quick. Can't remember which I did it right there. Either way, um I can fix this on my phone real quick. But yeah, we're gonna fix this thumbnail so that more people can find us here tonight. There we go. And download. So yeah, like I said, for those of you just tuning in, please, if you have any questions, go over here to the comment section. Ask me whatever you want. Because right now I'm working on getting my thumbnail fixed for YouTube. because I forgot and never put a thumbnail for our video right now. So I'm gonna see. I guess I need to go back just here YouTube. Okay. So yes, let's see. All right. So why? Okay, here we go. All right, I may have to. I'm gonna. We're gonna work with this. Slowly but surely, folks, we will have. We're gonna get this figured out. So. Let's see. Also, my dogs are in here, so they are very interesting. They are really, really interesting right here now. All right. So I am working on getting the thumbnail fixed on YouTube. To be fair, I didn't even realize when I scheduled it earlier this morning that I forgot the thumbnail. That's kind of shocking to me. So, all right. All right. The game is about to get underway. Right now, they're doing the intro. So we'll see. Also, some impact players that don't get talked about a lot. You're gonna have to look at guys like Alex Caruso, Benedict Mathurin, TJ McConnell. That's like three guys that I can name from both sides that could really be difference makers in tonight's game. So we'll see what happens. But this is, like I said, this has been a fun series. I'm so happy that I get to cover game 4. All right. So now almost got it fixed, folks. There we go. There we go. That should help draw in more people to my video, to the video. All right. There we go. So let's see here. Now I'm going to go back to YouTube on my phone, go with my other account, and just see if I got that fixed. Hopefully I did. Yes, I did. Okay, good. So we're fixed on YouTube. So maybe that'll bring in more people to come watch the stream here tonight. Who knows? All right. So Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, and Isaiah Hartenstein are in the starting lineup. And then same starting lineup for the Indiana Pacers. So it is Cason Wallace who will be coming off the bench here tonight for the Oklahoma City Thunder. All right, I got the scoreboard back up there in the top left corner or top left corner of your screen. And so here we go. It is game 4 of the NBA Finals. It looks like Chet Holmgren and Miles Turner will jump it up. Game 4, Indianapolis, Indiana. The site at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The NBA Finals, Game 4. And we are underway. As here comes Shai Gilgeous-Alexander handing the ball off to Lou Dort. Dort will be faced by Tyrese Halliburton. Gets the ball to Jalen Williams. Back to Lou Dort. Lou Dort drives inside. Layup is good early in the ball game. Excuse me. And so there we go. 2 points for the Thunder here early. Miles Turner inside out to Siakam. Back to Nembhard. Nembhard drives inside to back to Turner. Turner will turn around and shoot. And that one's no good. Holmgren with the rebound. He'll bring the ball up for the Thunder. Holmgren will step back. That's a long 2, it looks like. And that will go. And I was right. It is a long 2, 4-0. OKC here early. And here's Halliburton. Getting it over to Benedict to Neesmith. Siakam for 3! 3-pointer for Pascal Siakam. And here we go. Jalen Williams inside. Gets it back to Hartenstein. Back to SGA. And the ball is free. And there's Nembhard getting it back to Pascal Siakam. Siakam will drive inside. Kicking it out to Turner. Back to Halliburton. Halliburton out to Neesmith. Neesmith, 3-pointer. Good! 6-4. Indiana like that has got the lead here early in this ball game. As Williams gets to SGA. Nembhard guarding him. SGA drives inside a little bit. Now kicks back out to the outside. Looking mid-range shot. That one no good. Hartenstein with the rebound. Gets it back to SGA. SGA will throw up a floater, and that one's good. It'll tie the ball game. So I do have a question right here about Halliburton. Is he overrated or underrated in my opinion? I think he's underrated. He gets a little bit too much crap. There's Siakam with the 2 points right there. And Siakam himself has got 5 of Indiana's points. So here we go. Shai with the ball. And stolen away. There we go. So here we go. Long 3 for Halliburton. Good! What a shot from Halliburton. He shot that from it looked like the logo felt like, as Williams drives inside and draws a foul on Andrew Nembhard. That is just a ridiculous shot by Halliburton from the logo. I was right. That's ridiculous. And he knocked that thing right in there. Also, I want your opinion. What do you think about my new like and subscribe sign I have back here? I really want to get your opinions on that, as Jalen Williams will knock a free throw in early here for the Thunder. Very fast-paced start. Jalen Williams in Game 3 had 26 points. He was 9 of 18 from the field, 7 of 11 from the free throw line. That's another thing that the Thunder have got to clean up here tonight. They've got to shoot better from the free throw line. I believe they missed like 10 or 11 free throws the other night. And Indiana only missed like 2. So here we go. Halliburton. He's got the basketball. Back to Turner. Turner thought about 3. He's going to drive inside. Now going to jump. And no good. He threw up a jumper. And so now Miles Turner will go to the free throw line. Shooting foul against OKC. I believe it was Hartenstein. Miles Turner, this is, I believe, the only team he's ever played for, is he knocks that free throw in. he has stayed the course with these Pacers. And I mean, it's turned out to be a good decision by him because look where he is now. He is playing for an NBA championship. He's been at this team for like 10 years, as both are good. So both teams have not missed a free throw as of yet in this ball game. Indiana leads by 5. Jalen Williams will bring the ball up for the Thunder, get it to Holmgren, and he'll drive inside and awkward. And now Holmgren is holding his ankle, his left foot. It looks like. Hopefully he's okay because the Thunder really need him if they want to have a chance to win this ball game. Ooh, he turned it. So he's shooting his free throws. First one goes down for him. That was both ankles. I got to be honest, that was really awkward landing. Both ankles looked like they turned, in my opinion. Really awkward. So both free throws are good for Chet Holmgren as OKC will get into double digits with scoring here tonight. Here's Nembhard getting it over to Miles Turner, who kicks it outside. Pascal Siakam, three-pointer, no good. Holmgren with the rebound. He'll bring it up. Being guarded by Siakam. Holmgren dribbling, losing his dribble. Gets it out to Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams looking for the contact. Now shoots a jumper. That's no good. Neesmith with a rebound for the Pacers. And here comes Halliburton. Halliburton thought about a three. Kicks it to Nembhard. Nembhard thought about a three. Now kicks it back to Halliburton. Halliburton setting up the offense. Dribbling around. Gets to Turner. Turner jumper. Good. And Indiana will get it back to 5-point lead. As here comes Jalen Williams. You're seeing very little SGA with the ball here early. It's going to be interesting if they can win that way, as there's a foul on Aaron Neesmith. Jalen Williams back to the line. And so early, it is interesting because they're trying to they're trying to have SGA play off the ball instead of him bringing it up. They're more so it's Jalen Williams is being the guy bringing the ball up for this Thunder team. As the first free throw will go down for Jalen Williams. Alex Caruso will come in the game for the Thunder. Ben Shepherd in for the Pacers. Of course, Neesmith being brought out of the game. Holmgren, it looks like, has taken a seat. So here we go. Halliburton bringing the ball up. 15-12. Pacer lead. There's a floater from Halliburton. No good. Miles Turner with the rebound, and he'll put it back in for 2. 17-12, and here's Caruso for the Thunder. Caruso gets it to Hartenstein. Hartenstein to SGA. SGA being guarded by Nembhard. And he'll throw a wild shot up. No good. Rebound by Siakam out to Halliburton. Halliburton gets it past half court. Gets it back to Siakam. Siakam to Nembhard. Nembhard thought about it. Kicks it back out to Turner. Back to Halliburton. Halliburton going to try to make a play happen to Siakam. Siakam being guarded by Hartenstein. Out to Nembhard. Nembhard for 3. Got it. And Indiana has an 8-point lead. Not even, it is 7:01 to go in the first quarter. They've hit 4 3-pointers already in this ball game. And Nembhard says, welcome to the show. And Miles Turner, of course, goes up and gets that rebound. Here early, a little bit more of what we saw in game 3, physicality-wise, as the Pacers have an 8-point lead here early. And folks, our national broadcast is at commercial. we're going to take one with them. We will be right back to the NBA Finals on Saber Broadcast Network. All right, welcome back, everybody. As I am working on, yes, here we go. So, to get you caught up to speed, if you haven't been watching the NBA playoffs as of right now, here is a look at the bracket and how it has been going. I put this together literally like 30 minutes before we were supposed to come on air at 7 o'clock. Of course, it was about 7:15 before we ever came on. So, the Thunder's road to the finals. As you can see, they swept the Memphis Grizzlies, had to play 7 games against the Nuggets, and then they won in 5 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. As you can see, the whole bracket. TJ McConnell bringing up the basketball. And then, of course, as you can see, Indiana, they beat Milwaukee and Cleveland before getting to New York. As McConnell misses the shot in low, Dort with the rebound. So that is the road. As you can see, 2-1 Indiana with the lead here in this series. As here's Mathurin. He will be fouled by Jalen Williams. And so we'll see if Indiana can regain control or if Oklahoma City's fixing to take off. So here we go. Mathurin at the line. First free throw will go down. They will retain the lead. So here we go. Second free throw to come for Benedict Mathurin. And the second one will go down as looks like Halliburton got shoved real hard by Lou Dort. Kind of shocking that didn't ever get called as a foul. Jalen Williams now the basketball for the Thunder. And Siakam with the steal. Siakam drives inside. No good, and he's fouled by Jalen Williams. Sloppy play here early as a lot of hand fighting, and Dort just had enough of Halliburton and just shoves him. So here we go. Siakam. And that's the first missed free throw from either team here tonight. Of course, game 5 will be Monday night back in Oklahoma City. So Siakam, second free throw will go down for Mr. Siakam. Caruso will get it in. Looks like Aaron Wiggins bringing up the ball. Indiana 8-4 on points off turnovers here early. Wiggins driving inside, throws up a wild shot, no good. And top of the rebound gets it to Halliburton. Here's Tyrese. He's got Holmgren on him. You would think it's a matchup he wants. Halliburton going to town. Three-pointer, no good. And he thought he had the matchup. He just couldn't finish it. Here comes Jalen Williams inside. Layup, no good. He gets his own rebound, puts it up again, and that one will go down for Jalen Williams. And here comes McConnell with the basketball inside to Toppin. Back out to Mathurin. And just a bad pass. Looks like it's deflected. Here comes Jalen Williams with the basketball for the Thunder. Dribbles it off his foot to Pascal Siakam. And a foul called on the Thunder. And there could be a case for that to be a charging on Pascal Siakam. Have to wait and watch the play. As just a really sloppy play from both sides, I would say, early. And Dort, I think he was moving. That's why it was called a foul on Dort, because he did not plant his feet, still moving. And so Siakam back to the line as that free throw will go down for Pascal. So Siakam's game 3 had 21 points. He was 8 of 14 on the field goals, 6 rebounds, 4 assists for Siakam. Second free throw is good. 29-26 is your score so far. Siakam's already got 8 points and 4 steals already in this first quarter. Here we go. Wiggins with the basketball. Gets it over to Holmgren. Holmgren driving inside, being guarded by Obi Toppin. Holmgren, crazy shot, no good. And Cason Wallace tried to get the rebound, and he knocks it out of bounds. It's going to be Indiana basketball as here comes Halliburton. Back over to Siakam. Siakam over to Halliburton. Halliburton inside to McConnell. Back out to Toppin. Toppin for 3. That's no good, and Holmgren's got the rebound. And here's Jalen Williams being guarded by Benedict Mathurin. Over to Caruso. Caruso's going to drive inside. Drives back outside. To Williams. Williams inside. Kicks it over to Cason Wallace. Wallace, no good on the floater. Top of the rebound. And here comes McConnell. McConnell over to Toppin. Toppin inside to Siakam. Siakam with the dunk! And here come the Thunder, down by 5. And Pascal Siakam, man, what a play. Caruso thought about a 3, now drives inside. He will put the layup in the basket, 31-28. So a couple guys are getting ready to come in for both sides. Siakam with the basketball, being guarded by Aaron Wiggins. Looking to drive. Siakam, jumper, no good. And see, that's one thing I think both teams are really hurting themselves on is really heavily contested jumpers. Because there's another 3, no good for Aaron Wiggins. Here's Halliburton. Halliburton, he has the ball stripped from him. And now Caruso inside for an easy layup. And so Carlisle will call a timeout for the Pacers. A little confused of what was going on there, but 31-30. And it is so far, I got to say this, physicality-wise, I still think Indiana is playing more physical than Oklahoma City here early. But for some reason, it's a 1-point game in Indiana's favor. So if I'm Indiana, I want to extend this lead further. I don't want to keep this close like it is. I want to start pulling away. If you're Oklahoma City, you're in this game. You may be down 1 point. And yeah, you have not been as physical as the Pacers here in this first quarter. But you still got a lot of time left. Just chip away. And quite honestly, there's a lot of game left. So, okay. Let's go to another commercial break, and we'll be on the other side. Welcome back, everybody. Here's McConnell. McConnell shoots a jumper. That one's good. 47 seconds to go. SGA back on the floor with Kenrich Williams for the Thunder. Hartenstein back in the game. Isaiah Joe out there for the Thunder. As there's SGA. We have been waiting for him to get going. Maybe that's the bucket that gets him going here in this ballgame. He's got 4 points on 2 of 4 shooting. He's only played 7 minutes of this first quarter. McConnell with the basketball being guarded by Isaiah Joe. McConnell inside, throws a layup up, and he was fouled. If there's one thing McConnell does a good job of is drawing attention to himself and drawing the fouls. I really like the way McConnell does that. You know, he's one of those hard-nosed, scrappy players that, you know, a lot of people love to see. And so the first free throw will go down for McConnell. 14.2 to go in the first quarter. And the second free throw is good for McConnell. 35-32, Pacer lead. Joe, that was really close to a 5-second call, as that'll be knocked out by Miles Turner. And so 13.8 to go as Indiana's putting pressure on the ball. Here is SGA. He'll bring it up for the Thunder. SGA driving. Three-pointer, no good. Williams with the rebound and puts it in. And that will end the first quarter, 35-34. Indiana with the lead. That was I got to say this, that was a really fun first quarter. You know, leave your comments below what you thought about the first quarter, but really, just a really fun first quarter for both teams. Now, I will say there was some sloppy play, but overall, I think, even, you know, it's kind of obvious. Indiana won the quarter. They had one more point, but physicality-wise, I do think Indiana really did outplay Oklahoma City. I think it's a testament to Oklahoma City's determination that they're even still in this game, though, if you're going to be honest with yourself, because the way that this has been going here early, I would think Indiana would be up 15, 20 points after the first quarter with the way that it's going. But the fact that it's a close game like it is, I think it's got to say a lot for Oklahoma City. But then also, I think it's bad if you're Indiana because you played this good and you're only up by a point after the first quarter. So we'll see what happens. But we got to go to commercial break. We will see you on the other side. All right, while you were away, Indiana hit a three at the beginning of the second quarter. SGA just hit a 2-point shot. As here is McConnell driving inside to Nembhard. Nembhard for three. No good. And Holmgren with the rebound for the Thunder. Here is Isaiah Joe. Joe will dribble around. Kicking it back to Kendrick Williams. Over to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA. And he looks like he's starting to get going. 38-38 now. As here comes McConnell. McConnell drives inside, floater. Good. Beautiful play from TJ McConnell. But maybe this is where SGA struggled in the first quarter, but then, the next three, he'll start contributing really well. As there's a missed layup by Cason Wallace. Miles Turner with the rebound over to McConnell. McConnell to Siakam. Back to McConnell. Driving inside, and he was fouled. And we'll see what happens. And so McConnell this play, it's just a beautiful floater that he threw up a second ago. McConnell is almost like one of those old school guards. He's not looking to shoot the three. He's looking to drive inside, be physical, and get easy buckets. And I love that style of player. McConnell being guarded by SGA, out to Siakam. Siakam will put up a three. That one's no good. And Shai with the rebound. Here comes SGA being guarded by Nembhard. SGA. And he'll kick it out to Kendrick Williams. Williams for a jumper. No good. He gets his own rebound. Dribbles inside. Kicks it to Holmgren. Being heavily guarded by both Pascal Siakam and Mathurin. Mathurin knocked it out of bounds. And so Williams. Here we go. SGA dribbling inside. He loses the ball for a second, and Nembhard is going to pick up the foul. But I don't know where the foul was. That's not a foul. He picks the pocket of SGA, and they called a foul on that. Excuse me. Wow. Okay, here we go. SGA driving inside. Layup. No good. He was blocked. Here comes Nembhard. Nembhard over to Siakam, back to Nembhard. He'll dribble. Posting up Isaiah Joe as he gets the steal. Williams back to Isaiah Joe. He'll put up a three. No good. Holmgren with the rebound. He gets blocked. And they called a foul on that. Wow. So Holmgren's going to the line. That one's pretty much all ball. That one right there is not a foul on Miles Turner. That is a clean block. And Holmgren knocks in the free throw, makes it 40-39. But that's not a foul. Nowhere is that a foul. Of course, the NBA Summer League, less than a month away from beginning, July 10th through the 20th. So Chet Holmgren, that free throw will go down as well. We are tied at 40 here in the second quarter. McConnell dribbles inside, jumper, no good. Aaron Nesmith with the rebound. Ben Shepherd for three. There could be an argument for a foul on the three-pointer. Here's SGA. He puts the shot in. SGA starting to get going. Here's McConnell. Dribbling, gets it to Ben Shepherd. Back to Nesmith. Inside to Turner. And a foul going against the Thunder. But this play right here by Shea, I love the way he gets Aaron Nesmith to commit that he's going to drive inside, and then he stops, and it's more like a step back shot. Beautiful play as Shea seems to be playing a lot better in the second quarter. Here we go. McConnell with the basketball. Thought about a three for a second. Gets to Ben Shepherd. Back to McConnell. Back to Nesmith. Nesmith back to McConnell. McConnell's thinking about a three. Drives inside. Kicks it out to Toppin. Toppin for three. No good. As the shot clock expired and out of bounds off of the Pacers. It will be Thunder basketball. So here we go. SGA bringing the basketball up for the Thunder. Kicks it to Williams. Inside to Caruso. And that one is good. As the Thunder have their first lead in quite a while. So here we go. McConnell with the basketball. Back to Turner. Back to McConnell. McConnell's going to drive inside. Back to Turner. Turner for three. No good. And SGA with the rebound. And I got to say this. I know this is the way that Indiana plays, but they've gone cold from three. They're now 6 of 14. As Williams will shoot a three, and that's no good. Both teams are not shooting good from three-point land here as of the second quarter. I feel like it's got to be more inside play. We'll see. McConnell drives inside. Layup is good. I just love the way McConnell plays. As here is Holmgren. That one's no good. Obi Toppin with a rebound. And he will get it to McConnell. So here comes McConnell. Being guarded by SGA. Halliburton getting a break. He's been on the bench for a while. McConnell back to Ben Shepherd to Aaron Nesmith. Nesmith will drive inside. Kicks it to Turner. Turner for three. No good. And McConnell's got the ball, and he kicks it back to Shepherd. Here we go. Nesmith drives inside. Layup blocked. Holmgren with the block. Wallace comes back on the other side for the Thunder. To Gainbridge Williams. Layup is good. 46-45. And Rick Carlisle will call another timeout. Man, that sequence by the Thunder. Incredible. We will return in a minute. All right, welcome back, everybody. 46-45. OKC with the lead. It's been a really interesting start to this ball game. Indiana, they got up by like 9 points there for a little bit, and then came Oklahoma City to come back in the ball game. And this second quarter has been a different story. Indiana's first quarter, Indiana dominated. Second quarter, it seems like it's OKC's quarter. So it just shows we still have a long way to go in this ball game. And it's been a fun game so far. It's been fun but sloppy, if that makes any sense. Of course, Reggie Miller at the game. Mark Jackson's there. Jalen Rose. Travis Best. Derek McKee. Detlef Schrempf. Dell Davis. A lot of former Pacers in attendance. So here we go. Halliburton's back in the ball game as he's got the basketball. Driving around, kicks it to Obi Toppin, who misses short on a jumper from the free throw line. So here comes the Thunder. Jalen Williams back to Hartenstein, over to Cason Wallace. Wallace for three. That is no good. And Jalen Williams collects the rebound off the tip. Williams over to Wallace. Fakes the three. Now will shoot it. And that one's no good. And top of the rebound over to Halliburton. Both teams really cannot make a three at the moment. And Halliburton loses it. Here comes Caruso on the other side. A hard foul by Toppin. And now Hartenstein had a lot to say to Toppin about the foul. And both teams exchanging some words with each other. And that is a little bit of a hard foul on Caruso. It's just a hard foul. It's a clean hard foul in my opinion. There's nothing more than that. Just a clean hard foul. I mean, yes, it is. Like I said, it's a hard foul. So they're looking at it to see. So we'll see what they decide to do here. I mean, it's yeah, that's what. See, the guy, they're a rules expert saying the same thing as I am. It's just a clean, hard foul. Nothing more. But then he said there's maybe some double technicals on Hartenstein and Toppin. Toppin, of course, with the shove. So we'll see what they decide to do. This is lengthy review. The lead official is Scott Foster, and if you know the name from the NBA fans, that is a ref that is known as someone that a lot of the players do not like. So we'll see what they decide to do. So they are talking about their ruling. So here we go. Still waiting. Wow. So they're giving a flagrant one on this. That makes no sense. So it's a flagrant one for the hard foul, and then both double technicals for Obi Toppin and then Isaiah Hartenstein. That's just, I don't know. The flagrant I don't agree with. Caruso will knock that one in, extending the Thunder lead. I just don't agree with that. I, I don't. As the second will go down for Caruso. Depending on how the way the game goes, that could be big. Toppin being taken out of the ball game. So here we go. Here's Jalen Williams over to Aaron Wiggins. Drives inside. No good. And another foul. And a foul on Miles Turner. So more free throws be shot. It seems like Indiana's getting really rattled. As you know, gotta say though, they've got to, if you're the Pacers, you've got to compose yourself, because right now this is not where you want to be, as Wiggins will miss that free throw. Still a 3-point game. So Wiggins, minutes per game, 13.2, 7 points per game, 56% from the 3-point line. And that free throw will go down, making it a 4-point lead for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So here comes Halliburton. Over to Turner. Back to Halliburton. Looking to shoot a three, it looks like. Now gets stopped and throws it right to Alex Caruso, who's fouled again. And that's Mathurin with the foul. That and Williams inside and another foul. Golly, another foul called on Indiana. And that's Neesmith called for that one. So that will go down for the Thunder. 50-45. Ben Shepherd will be coming out of the ball game. Jalen Williams, 13 points so far. He's made 7 of those points at the free throw line. Make that 8 points from the free throw line to give him 14 for the game. 6-point lead for the Thunder, as they've gotten themselves a little bit of a lead. They're on a 7-0 run right now. So here we go. Can Indiana calm itself down? McConnell will drive inside over to Miles Turner for three. That's an air ball right to Neesmith, and they're going to give the ball to the Thunder, and Neesmith's trying to say, hey, I was shoved out of bounds. We'll see. Yeah, he was definitely shoved. Caruso coming out of the ball game for the Thunder. So here we go. Oklahoma City with the basketball. Williams out to Holmgren. Holmgren, he misses the shot. Here's Neesmith getting it over to Halliburton. Halliburton going to shoot a three. That's no good. And Lou Dort with a rebound for the Thunder out to SGA. Shea's going to drive inside, being guarded by Neesmith. Shea jumper, no good. There's Matherin with the rebound. Gets it to McConnell. McConnell going to drive inside. Now he's going to run back out to the three-point line, try to set up the offense, gets it to Turner, over to Halliburton. Outside of Neesmith. Three. That's good! No foul on the three, but he hit it anyway. They needed it. As now, offensive foul, it looks like on Holmgren, and Neesmith trying to get the Indiana faithful going. That's just it's half a, like you can't do that kind of screen, and half just a really good sell by Neesmith. So here we go. Nimhard with the basketball. Gets it over to Toppin. Back to Halliburton. To Neesmith. Here's Halliburton being guarded by Chet Holmgren. Halliburton inside to Siakam. That's no good. And it's Thunder basketball. Jalen Williams. Over to Shea. Gilgeous-Alexander. Inside. Layup is good. And so here's Halliburton. Kicks it inside. Siakam puts it up for two. And it looks like Oklahoma City will take a timeout. Mark Daignault wants to talk with his guys. Halliburton, just his beautiful way of finding his teammates. And it's just beautiful to watch. And Siakam, of course, lays it right in. Pacers within three right here, right now. As we are going to follow suit with the national broadcast and take a commercial break. We'll see you on the other side. All right, coming up at halftime, as you can see, we are going to be playing our show of college football wraparound from the other night. So joining us at halftime to see what I have to say on the Texas Longhorns and what they're doing in the world of college football. As you know, I do mostly college football, so that's coming up. All right, so we're about game actions coming back as I work to get the scoreboard back up here for you. So 53-50 is your score right now. Oklahoma City with the lead. SGA to inbound it to Alex Caruso. Both teams shooting 46% from the field. So here we go, 53-50. Thunder shooting a lot better from free throw line here tonight. SGA driving inside. Being double guarded, kicks it out to Caruso for three. No good. Neesmith with the rebound to Halliburton. Halliburton going to kick it to Neesmith. Back to Halliburton. Halliburton going to dance. Going to drive inside. Now kick to Neesmith. Neesmith, no good. And there's Toppin. He'll slam it home. Got the defense chance coming from the crowd. SGA inside. Double guarded. And there's Halliburton with the steal. Here comes Hallie. Gonna kick it to Toppin. Back to Halliburton. Halliburton back to Toppin. Back to Halliburton. Little two-man game. Over to Nembhard. Inside. Trying to look for Toppin. And that's going to be a steal. Thunder coming back with the basketball. Caruso with it. To Jalen Williams. Williams going to go one-on-one with Toppin. Going to drive inside. Layup high off the glass and in. Just a beautiful play from Jalen Williams. Here's Halliburton. Halliburton over to Obi Toppin. And that'll be knocked out of bounds. Be Pacers ball, I think. Of course, they're going to look for a foul. And Williams that's just a beautiful play that he makes. You just can't stop that, really. And then, of course, this put back by Toppin's just beautiful. 1:44 to go in the second quarter, and it looks like Carlisle discussing with the refs. So I think it's a coach's challenge. Either that or the refs are just going to go look at it themselves. That's a close one. They're looking to see if it's in the act of shooting. I mean, it's definitely a foul, but we're going to have to wait and see. I think it's in the act of shooting. Because when he gets fouled, it could either be a shot or a pass. And so I would say it's in the act of shooting because it looks like he's going up for a shot. Like a little left-hand layup is what I think Toppin's going to do. So we'll have to wait and see what they call. Of course, the Thunder, as you can see on our screen, they're trying to force a Game 6 back right there in Indianapolis. Okay, so the rules experts saying regular foul on Caruso, and then a flagrant on Dort for the arm, for the flailing of the arm to the back of the head of Toppin, which I can see that. Okay. So here we go. Toppin will go to the line for 2 free throws. So here we go. 2 free throws for Mr. Toppin. First one will go down. 55-53. 144 till halftime. And the second one, no good. So here we go. Halliburton's only got 3 points in this game. He's got to get more aggressive for the Pacers. Here's Siakam. Tough shot, and that'll go in. Tie ball game at 55 apiece. Here comes Caruso. Over to Jalen Williams. Screen from Hartenstein. Williams. That'll be kicked out of bounds. And it'll be Pacers basketball. Here we go. Halliburton will get it into Aaron Nesmith. Over to Pascal Siakam. Indiana 9 turnovers. Oklahoma City 8. Here's Siakam. Kicks it over to Halliburton. Halliburton will drive inside. Layup is good. That's a beautiful play as Indiana retakes the lead in this ball game. Just a beautiful layup. He goes up and under. Just beautiful. Here's Jalen Williams. Over to Hartenstein. Hartenstein looking to pass it. He gets it to Cason Wallace. Wallace. Jumper. Good. Anything inside that three-point line is going down for Oklahoma City. Just the threes will not fall for them tonight. They only got one made. Here's Siakam. Heavily guarded by Jalen Williams. Siakam over to Halliburton. Halliburton layup is good! And a foul! What a play! And Halliburton, I was saying literally a few minutes ago, he has got to get aggressive. And these last 2 drives down the court for Indiana, he's gotten aggressive. 2 beautiful plays from Mr. Halliburton and a free throw that goes down to give the Pacers a 3-point lead with 28 seconds to go here before halftime. Hartenstein looking to get the ball in. He gets it to Jalen Williams. And so Indiana most likely has the last shot. 3-second difference between shot and game. 4-second, shot and game clock difference. As that misses, rattles in and out. Here comes Halliburton. He's going to slow it down or not. Looking to get a shot. Siakam over to Nembhard for 3. No good. And Nesmith at the buzzer. He almost made it at the tip. But that is it. 60-57 Indiana. That last few minutes, they definitely made up some ground they missed. And man, what a game. Halliburton has 8 on 3 of 6 shooting, 12 for SGA. It looked like 6 for 11 shooting. What a game as of yet. And so 60-57. Indiana with the lead. We are going to go to a commercial. We're going to go to a short 1-minute commercial. Well, actually, let's go to a 30-second commercial, and then we are going to go to halftime. We will see you on the other side. a settlement which allows schools to share up to $20.5 million per year with their athletes. Also, something else that's being put into this um, is the fact that former players, I believe it's like a time frame between 2016 and that, and those who just graduated that may not have gotten this revenue, there's like a $2.8 billion worth of money that's going to be dispersed between these players. From what I understand, there's a lot we don't know right now about this, but it's going to, we're going to figure this all out in the future. There'll be more, and we'll figure it all out. So there's a lot to come with all this. Um, so now that you've gotten a little bit of the update, what's my opinion? Well, I think this is a step that was coming for a long time. Do I think this is good for college athletics? I have not thought that paying players has been incredible. Now, I get it. I understand why players are getting paid. But here's the reality. Before we implemented NIL and all this, before it all went crazy, let's be honest. These players are getting scholarships to go play college athletics, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, softball, lacrosse, whatever it may be. They were getting full ride scholarships to go and play these sports. So here's the question: why did we have to pay the players? I mean, I understand coaches are getting paid to do it, but these players are getting full scholarships. So why pay them? Now, I know that's controversial. That's a talking point that not a lot of people are going to want to talk about. But but we got to be honest here. Paying the players has hurt the sport. Now, granted, there were players illegally paid before it all became revenue sharing and all this that we have now. But why was there any point to have to do the NIL? Here's the thing: you had a bunch of people in the media who pushed this, and well, look where it's gotten us now. They're the same ones that pushed for it, and then once it started hurting the sports, all the college athletics, what happened then is people were like, "Oh no, this is terrible." Well, here you go. Now, not to say that everything that came out of NIL was terrible. There was a lot of good things. There's a lot of players that did some good things. I believe it was Kenny Pickett. He he of course went and he just he gave some great stuff to his offensive line. Part of his that was from his NIL. So there's some good things that came out of this, but it's not always great what did happen. So that is my opinion. Revenue sharing, I mean, basically, they're pro teams now. Think about it. Now, every single sport is just going to be a developmental league for the pros. That's what it is. Let's call it for what it is. There you go. My opinion on revenue sharing. There are some changes coming to the college football playoff. And folks, why we didn't do this a year ago, I don't know. They are going to go straight seeded. Now, granted, that it's not going to be literally top 12 teams. Not going to be that simple here because nothing's ever that simple when you've got this group of people who run college football. But here's what it is: the top four seeds will be the top four ranked teams in the sport. You're still going to get the same amount of conference champions going into the college football playoff this upcoming year as you did last year, but it's going to look a little bit different. So, for instance, um, I believe, and I'm gonna have to look this up real quick, but I believe the bracket would have been a little bit different. So with the new rules, what would CFP bracket have? looked like. So here, and I'm gonna try to pull this up. All right. Yes. So here is what the bracket would have looked like, folks. And I'm just gonna tell you because I didn't make a graphic for this yet. But so number one would have still been Oregon. Number two still Georgia. Three would have been Texas. Four would have been Penn State. So that's top four teams. Now, if we go to the first round matchups, we would have had Notre Dame hosting Clemson, Indiana hosting Boise State, Ohio State hosting Arizona State, Tennessee hosting SMU. Folks, that right there is how it should have been done in the first place. And we still would have, I mean, the matchup for the second round, the quarterfinal round probably wouldn't have been incredible, but it still it still amazes me to think about the idea that we didn't do this a year ago. Boise State was the three seed, folks. Did they deserve that? No, not at all. Did they deserve that, but that's what they were given. They were given the three seeds because of the way they got it set up. And what happened? They got into a game of Penn State, and Penn State beat them. Nobody had to buy one in that quarterfinal matchup. Now, if it was set up this way that they have it, maybe something would have been different. But not the way it was last year. So, folks, this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Clemson, yes, they were still ranked 16. They were 12 seed. That's the way it worked out. Alabama was ranked 12. They got knocked out because of the way the rules are set up. But all in all, the bracket, it looks a little bit better now for the 12-team format. It looks better than what it did last year. That's my opinion on this. You can't sit there and tell me that it's not better now. But it's still not great. We're still not doing the literal top 12 teams into the college football playoff. That's not what we're doing. We've got maybe the top 10 teams, and then you've got two others that are thrown in there just because we got to throw somebody in there. Look, folks, I said this for years. If they were going to expand it, the farthest they needed to go was 8. But I said 6 would probably have been the sweet spot because there's legitimately probably 6 teams that deserve to go, and the rest of the teams in college football do not deserve to be there. You got to go literally the best teams in the sport. They didn't do that. That's not what it is anymore. It's been way too wide open. I know it makes for interesting football, but folks, this is not the way that it's supposed to be. But it is time to move on to the topic that y'all are here for, and that is my preview of Texas Longhorns for this season. And folks, I gotta start by saying this. Texas is the number one team for a few reasons. Okay? First off, when you're a team that returns 12 starters that you just went to the college football playoff, it's gonna be incredible. You gotta look at who is returning well. We're finally going to get to see Arch Manning be the starting quarterback on a team that has a chance to win a championship. First off, this guy has sat and waited. You got to give him credit there. He didn't have to sit and wait all this time, but he's done his time as a backup, and honestly, it's probably made him better. Now, last year when he did come into the game, I think that there was a couple of things that were striking about his play. First off, he is an incredible running quarterback. He can run incredible. That's going to be big for Texas because I feel like that's an aspect that Quinn Ewers did not bring to that offense that now Arch Manning will. Problem going to be is that just because you can run the ball now, is it is that any advantage to your team? Imagine if he gets hurt. That's not a good situation. So Arch Manning, first off, it's going to be it's going to take some time to see how this goes. I would say the first few weeks is going to be huge. Um, Now you got to also keep this in mind too. First game of the year, which I forgot to mention this, Lee Corso's final appearance on College Game Day will be at the Texas Ohio State football game. So this is billed to be one of probably the biggest game of the whole season. And it's coming out week 1, 11 a.m. Central Time, which is our local time here in Alabama. So it's a big matchup. You got Texas and Ohio State. You got Arch Manning coming out there. His first start as a full-time starter is going to come at the shoe. Talk about how big that is. Now, it does help that it's a day game, but it's still you're going to the national. You're going to the defending national champions. Think about that, and it's a rematch of the playoff semifinal game that Texas lost. Now, if you want to look at some of the other returning starters, you got Quinn Trevion Wisner, who was a 1,000-yard rusher last season. He is going to be big and vital for this team because Wisner, if he can run the ball effectively like he did last year, I would say if he can replicate 1,000 yards again this season, that's going to be big for Texas. Texas is going to need the run game as much as they need Arch Manning to throw the football with incredible accuracy. The run game is going to be big. Trust me, it's going to be huge for Texas to be able to run the football. Now, you also got a lot of great defensive players coming back. Ethan Hill Jr. is the main guy that's coming back. That's what everybody wants to see. Um, and he's a defensive back that can really do a lot of different things for that Texas Longhorns team. And so I'm really excited for this team coming up this season. Um, I would say this. There is a reason why here at Saber Broadcast Network we gave Texas the number 1 spot going into the regular season. It's because we go. All right, there we go. All right, we are back, and so here we go. Turn out to Siakam here. Defense for a 3. That is no good. Okay. There's the score. Back. Still 6:57. Hope you enjoyed our halftime show. As here comes Siakam with the steal. Layup, no good, but a foul. Siakam hit hard. A lot of turnovers here tonight. Just, easy call. So here we go. Siakam 14 points. He's at the free throw line once again. And that free throw is good. First point of the second half. As I had a break, went to go get me a little snack, got some ice cream. Two players out on the court. Well, two players that are actually playing, I believe, are total that are current NBA champions. Siakam, he won with the Raptors in 2019. Caruso won with the Lakers in the 2020 bubble. So Caruso plays for the Thunder. Siakam plays for the Pacers. Both players have won an NBA championship. Here is Gilgeous-Alexander to Hartenstein. No good. Gets his own rebound. Kicks it out to Williams, who puts the layup. It's a blocking foul. Count the basket. And Williams will go to the line to shoot a free throw. This has definitely been a very physical basketball game so far here this evening. Neesmith was planted. Should have been a charge, but Jalen Williams will knock that free throw in. Refs have definitely missed a bunch of stuff or made some bad calls here tonight, in my opinion. So we'll see. Turner over to Neesmith. Neesmith to Halliburton. Halliburton over to Pascal Siakam for three. No good. And it's Holmgren with the rebound, getting it to Jalen Williams. Williams looking to make a play. Here's Holmgren driving inside. Layup. Good. And we're tied again at 62. Nembhard. Step back. Jumper. Just pure. That is just a beautiful shot. Williams. Jumper. No good. Rebound Siakam to Halliburton. Here is Halliburton. Out to Neesmith. Over to Nembhard. Nembhard over to Turner. Turner for three. That's no good. And Holmgren with the rebound. Here comes Jalen Williams with the basketball, guarded by Aaron Neesmith. Here's Shea. It's time. It's Shea time. If I'm a Thunder fan, it's time for Shea to take over. Gets it to Williams. 3-pointer, no good. And Siakam comes up with the basketball. Here is Halliburton. Halliburton going to slow it down, try to set the offense up. Gets it over to Turner. Turner drives inside. Layup, no good, but he was fouled by Hartenstein. Hartenstein trying to ask for a travel. Not going to come. So, of course, last year, Coach of the Year, Mark Daigneault. First free throw will go down for Miles Turner. 65-62 is your score right now. So, very interesting ball game here tonight. Very close. Here we go. Second free throw from Miles Turner will go in. 66-62. Indiana lead, as here is Jalen Williams. Williams looking for someone to pass it to. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA. Shot over Nembhard. No good. And here is Siakam coming down with it. Being guarded by Holmgren. Siakam looking to take it all the way. Layup is no good. Williams got the rebound, and here is SGA looking to drive. Bumped by Nembhard, and he's going to go to the line. And so Nembhard, third foul. Just crafty move right here by SGA. Looking for the contact. Look, a lot of people get mad at players for foul baiting, but I got to be honest with you. If you think about it, these players, this is just, it's smart. Look to get the other guy in foul trouble. I mean, it's smart basketball, folks. So here we go. Here's SGA. Guarded by Halliburton now. Kicks it to Lou Dort. Dort will drive inside. Over to Holmgren. Holmgren for three. No good. And the Siakam will have the rebound. Here comes Nembhard. Andrew Nembhard. Looking to pass the ball. Gets it to Siakam. Siakam going to drive on Caruso. And I believe they just called a foul on Caruso. And now Caruso and Siakam having some words. Here we go. Siakam. Backing down Williams. Looking to pass it. Gets it to Turner. Turner's going to have to put it up. Jumper. Oh, what a shot! That's beautiful. Miles Turner. 68-62 Pacers. That's a beautiful shot from Turner. Here's SGA. That is good on the other side. Here we go. Here is Halliburton. Halliburton looking to make a play. Gets fouled. He draws a foul on SGA. And this shot by SGA, beautiful. But the shot by Turner was beautiful. And there's a steal, and it's Thunder basketball. Here comes SGA. It's so much easier to just say SGA instead of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. As here's Holmgren. He misses, and Pascal Siakam again with the basketball. Gets it over to Nembhard. Nembhard over to Turner to Siakam for three. Good! Straight through. Time out. OKC. And the Pacers have pushed the lead back to 7. As this third quarter has opened up beautifully for Indiana, who's looking to get themselves a game within reach of an NBA championship for the first time in the history of the Indiana Pacers. So many opportunities in the past to be here, but they finally may have their chance to finally put their stamp in NBA history. We are back. All right, everybody, welcome back to Game 4 of the NBA Finals, where the Indiana Pacers have a 2-1 lead in this series. And folks, so far, incredible stuff. So, the 2 games in OKC, Shea had 38 and 34. Game 3 had 24 points. Tonight, only 14. So here we go. Here is Caruso for the Thunder. Gets it over to Hartenstein. Hartenstein looking to pass it. Gets it to SGA. SGA going at Nembhard. Tough shot looked like. And that ball is deflected off of Obi Toppin. There's only 1.6 on the shot clock. So we'll see what kind of shot OKC can get at this point. But SGA, they're playing him so tight. They're not letting him have anything. And it's going to be a shot clock violation. Just incredible defense right there by the Indiana Pacers. As you can feel it, these Pacer fans, they are loving what they are seeing as of right now. Here comes Halliburton, being guarded by Lou Dort. Halliburton brings it across, looking to pass it, and that'll be stolen by SGA, and he will lay it right in there. They definitely needed the basket. Here we go, Toppin. Back to Tyrese Halliburton. Out to Nembhard for 3. Good! Andrew Nembhard. Just an incredible shot right there. 74-66 Indiana. Here's SGA. Shot. No good. But a foul called on Miles Turner. He didn't allow SGA to come down. And so now he will go to the line for 2 shots. As right now, I have a dog who is staring right at me. It's kind of funny, honestly. He's definitely kind of a funny dog. So, okay, 6:09 to go. For the series, SGA averaging 32 points. Tonight, he now has 17. If you remember that first quarter, he struggled. And as of these second quarter, he got going. He's now up to 17. He's 8 of 14 field goal percentage. For the series, he's only shooting 38%, though. Second free throw goes. 74-68. Indiana with the lead. Tonight, OKC much better shooting free throws. They've needed it. Here we go. Toppin will get it over to Nembhard. Nembhard to Halliburton. Halliburton drives inside, kicks it to Toppin. Toppin thought about a 3. Now Halliburton, shot clock running down. He's got to throw it up, and no good. That'll be a shot clock violation because it did not hit the rim. Halliburton shaking his head because he knew he probably had a shot, or either Toppin had a shot they should have taken but didn't take. So here we go. Here's Caruso. Over to SGA. SGA. Mid-range. Good! Such a beautiful shot. He just leans over to his right. If you watch a lot of his highlights, it's very Kobe-esque. As right there, Ben Shepherd called for the illegal screen. Here we go. Here's Caruso driving inside, catches the defense off guard, and a foul on Toppin. So here is the thing that I've seen from Indiana tonight. They get a big lead. They think, oh, we're fixing to blow it wide open. And then they let the Thunder come back into the ball game. But this shot from SGA, it just it looks like Kobe playing some of these plays and some of these shots. It's just beautiful. So here we go. Here's Caruso. Caruso over to SGA. SGA looking to make some space. Drives. Shot. No good. There's Caruso with the putback. And like that, folks, it is a 2-point game once again. Here comes Siakam over to Shepard to Toppin. Here's Halliburton. Guarded heavily by Lou Dort. Screen from Siakam. Back. The ball gets to Siakam. 3-pointer for Toppin. It's good. Just a beautiful shot. Indiana's made 9 more threes in this ball game than Oklahoma City. Here's Wiggins inside layup, no good. And here comes Toppin. Halliburton with the ball now. Gonna kick it to Nembhard. Back to Halliburton. In the corner, Toppin, 3. Good! Obadiah Toppin for 3. Timeout, Oklahoma City. What a shot from Toppin in the corner. I like that. It was a 2-point game, literally 1 minute ago. And now it is 80-72. Let's go to a break, and we will see you on the other side. What a game we are seeing right now. Folks, 80-72 halfway through the third quarter, and my goodness. Obi Toppin off the bench he's been big. But man, what a ball game this has been, folks. It's been back and forth. Indiana's gotten big leads. Oklahoma City claws back. But here's the thing. Oklahoma City's down 8. They've only hit 1 3-pointer in this ball game. Indiana has hit 11. So here's what we're seeing right here. A lot of times when you get outshot 11-1 with 3-pointers, you're going to get blown out really badly. But the fact that this game it's only an 8-point game right now, and Oklahoma City's only hit 1 3-pointer all night. I mean, you got to feel good if you're Oklahoma City that's got to be one shining point. Here's Caruso, heavily guarded by Pascal Siakam. Here's Jalen Williams. And I think they called a foul on Mathurin. So, or they may have been, they called it. I think they called it on Siakam. So here we go, Caruso. No good on the free throw. See, this is where it's going to be big here at the end. Can Oklahoma City make enough free throws here at the end? They've been good all night, but can they continue the success with the free throw shooting? Here we go, though. Caruso, a second free throw here from the line. And that one is good. 80-73 now. As here comes McConnell. He's back in the ball game. Gets it over to Mathurin. Being guarded by Caruso. Back to McConnell. Guarded by Holmgren. McConnell going to drive inside. Looking. Going to get it to Halliburton. Halliburton over to Siakam. Back to Halliburton. Guarded by Caruso. Halliburton going to dance. Going to drive inside. Going to put up a layup. And it's good. What a beautiful play right there. Beautiful offense from the Pacers. Halliburton's now got 10 points. He's only shot 8 times, though. Here's Caruso for 3. That one is good. Only the second 3-pointer for the Thunder here tonight. Here we go. McConnell inside. Looking, shooting. No good. As here is Jalen Williams after the Chet Holmgren rebound. Jalen Williams has been aggressive tonight. Williams looking to dance. Going to drive inside. Fade away. No good. And here we go. A foul going on Lou Dort. A lot of physical play for the rebound. And so Lou Dort will be called for the foul. And it's Mathurin on the receiving end of that foul. But this play right here by Halliburton is just beautiful. This just shows, people, he is definitely going to be one of the best players in this league as far as right now. You got to count him as, when you look at top 15 players currently playing in the NBA, Tyrese Halliburton has got to be there. Although he has struggled in most of these games in the finals, a lot of that I feel like has got to be credited to the defense. And so I really do like watching Halliburton play. So here we go. Mathurin. That free throw is good. 83-76. Of course, Monday night is game 5. So it's going to be fun to see what happens, whether it's 3-1 Indiana or tied at 2 apiece. Here we go. Mathurin. That one is good. 84-76 ball game. Indiana with the lead. Here is SGA. Holmgren with the basketball. Over to Jalen Williams. Williams out to Kenrich Williams. 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot. Jalen Williams got to put it up. It's blocked. Shot clock violation. Indiana basketball. In total, there is 14 and a half minutes to play in action. And Indiana feeling real good right now. Still a lot of basketball to be played, though. Here's Nembhard. Going to get it over to Siakam. Siakam being guarded by SGA. Over to Toppin, who's going to slam it in. Obi Toppin. 10 points is the largest lead of the ball game for the Indiana Pacers. And they just called backcourt. These fans are ecstatic right now. And the Indiana Pacers, the fans, everyone is loving what they are seeing. You got both backcourt and 8-second violation you could have called right there, as here's Nembhard getting it into Obi Toppin. Here's McConnell. McConnell drives inside. Shot is no good. It's in and out. Obi Toppin with a rebound. And a foul going against Oklahoma City. Kenrich Williams, I believe, is the guilty party. And my goodness. Obi Toppin at the line. First free throw is no good. 86-76. And there's just a lot of physical play. And so, minute 44 to go in the third quarter. Obi Toppin first half had 7 points. Second half, or third quarter, 8 points, 3 of 3 shooting. And that free throw's no good. So he misses both from the line. Here comes SGA. Driving inside. No good. And here comes Mathurin off the tip. And so here is McConnell going to drive inside, kick it back to Nembhard. Siakam with the ball now, being guarded by Jalen Williams. Casey Wallace will switch on him. Siakam, shot, no good. And there's Hartenstein with a rebound to SGA. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's going to drive, being guarded by Andrew Nembhard. SGA looking to make a play. Going to shoot. No good. And Siakam with the rebound. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Chet Holmgren will be guarding Pascal Siakam. Siakam going to do some isolation. Going to do it himself. Here we go. Jump shot. No good. Bad shot. Jalen Williams with a rebound. Williams is going to drive inside. Shot. No good, but he was fouled. Looks like Obi Toppin is the guilty party right there. So Jalen Williams back to the line. And this shot by, there's definitely some missed calls, and then there's some things that have been called tonight that I don't agree with. But that last shot by SGA, definitely a little bit of a tug on his jersey, and so he threw it up looking for the foul, nothing called. So, got to keep playing. But of course, Jalen Williams hits his first free throw, second one coming up in a moment. 32 seconds to go. And the second free throw for Jalen Williams is good, 86-78. So here we go, Pascal Siakam being guarded by Jalen Williams. Here's Siakam, shot no good, but he was fouled. So Siakam will go to the line. Shot clock turned off now. So 19 points for Siakam. First free throw will go for Siakam. 87-78. 19 seconds to go in this third quarter. Obi Toppin back in the ball game. So, second free throw is to come for Siakam. So here we go. Siakam. Second free throw is no good. And Isaiah Joe with the rebound. Gets it to Jalen Williams. Shot clock is off. They've got 10 seconds. Here we go. What will Jalen Williams do with the basketball? Gonna dance. Driving inside. Jump shot is good. That is a tough one right there. Here we go. Obi Toppin. Three-quarter court shot is no good. And that will end the third quarter. 87-80 in what has been a fun game 4 as of right now. Folks, let's take another commercial break and we will be back for the start of the fourth quarter. This is the NBA Finals on Saber Broadcast Network, presented by Naylor Made Finds. All right, welcome back, everybody. 89-86 Indiana, and I got to tell you, Oklahoma City is not out of this. It's going to be big. Like I said a minute ago, they've got to get the three-point shot going here at the end. It is incredible to think about. They've only hit 2 threes, and they are right here in this ball game with the Pacers. It's just incredible to think about. Pascal Siakam, 9th player with 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 steals in NBA Finals history. So here we go. Here is Halliburton over to Miles Turner for 3. No. And a foul. I think it's going to go against SGA. Kenrich Williams did have the rebound, but SGA did shove. And so just very physical play here tonight. And SGA just gets called for it. I mean, it's one of those things where the refs are just going to they just choose who they want to call it on this time. So here's Halliburton. Halliburton gets it over to Neesmith. Neesmith going to drive inside, going to shoot from the mid-range. That's no good. Caruso with the rebound. Caruso pushing. Layup. No, he didn't take it. Out to Dort, to SGA. Holmgren thought about it. Kenrich Williams out to SGA. Nearly stolen by Ben Shepherd. SGA drives inside, kicks it to Kenrich Williams. SGA back with the basketball. 5 to shoot. SGA going to throw up a 3. That one no good. Holmgren with the putback jam. That was such dysfunctional offense from the Thunder, and they still come out with 2 points. Just incredible. Here's Siakam driving inside, trying to kick it out. Stolen by the Thunder. SGA with the ball. Guarded by Ben Shepherd. SGA driving inside. Kicks it to Caruso, who is fouled. Wow, what a sequence these last few minutes. 8:13 to go. And Holmgren, I mean, just that putback jam. Just a terrible offense right there by the Thunder, but Holmgren, right place, right time. Nobody for the Pacers were there ready to rebound the basketball. Tonight, Holmgren, 14 points, 12 rebounds. And Caruso is at the line. First free throw, good for Caruso. Thunder looking to get the lead. It's been a little bit since they've had the lead, so they're looking to regain it. Of course, Monday's game 5. If necessary, Thursday will be game 6 of these NBA Finals back here in Indianapolis. As there's Caruso missing and Nembhard with the rebounds. 7-0 run by the Thunder. Here's Halliburton. Looking to dance around. He's got Lou Dort on it. He shakes him. Kicks it to Turner. Turner back to Halliburton. Guarded by Holmgren. Halliburton drives inside. Layup high off the glass. He made it. I didn't think that was going in. Beautiful touch. Here's Jalen Williams driving. Kicks it out to Lou Dort. To Holmgren. Holmgren into SGA. SGA will be fouled. It'll be a shooting foul. And so he's going to the line. 91-89. And SGA he realizes they're going to be handsy with him as far as trying to really get the ball. Here comes Holmgren's going out of the game. Limping. That's not a good sight if you're a Thunder fan. Here's Jalen Williams. Trying to make some space for himself. Layup. Left-handed. Silky smooth. And tie ball game once again. At 91 apiece. Here's Nembhard driving inside. Kicking it. And a foul against Oklahoma City. But this layup by Halliburton, just stupid ridiculous. That has been the word I've used for a bunch of these plays by Halliburton this postseason. Is just stupid, ridiculous. Holmgren's trying to work out that leg, try to make sure he can actually get back out on the floor. Hartenstein back out there for the Thunder. Cason Wallace also. So here we go. Halliburton over to Obi Toppin. To Nembhard. Nembhard being guarded by Hartenstein. Gonna shoot it. That is going to go in. 2 more points for the Indiana Pacers. Here we go. Jalen Williams being guarded by Nembhard. Jalen Williams trying to make some moves. Kicks it to Wallace. Wallace inside. Trying to get to Hartenstein. No good. And it's Neesmith with the ball. Here is Halliburton. Halliburton over to Nembhard. Over to top and back to Nembhard. Here we go. Toppin. Halliburton. Halliburton looking, passing. Neesmith. Drives, shoots, and that was good, but I think they called a foul on the floor against the Thunder. They did. And so, just physical basketball game. This shot right here by Nembhard, they're re-showing. He is a great player. So here we go. 6.5 to go in the ball game. Nembhard looking to inbound it. He will get it into Turner. Turner over back to Nembhard. Turner sets a screen for Nembhard. Nembhard driving, throws it up, no good. And it looks like an over-the-back foul. As Turner looks like he's going to go to the line and shoot a couple. Indiana in the bonus. Cason Wallace, guilty party on the foul. Miles Turner tonight, 10 points. He's 3 of 9 from the field, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. The first one is good. 94-91 Indiana. And you just look at the guys on the Thunder bench. They are just exhausted as Holmgren, he's going to try. You can tell he's still not 100%, but he's going to try to he's going to play with that ankle injury. 14 points, 4-9 from the field, 12 rebounds. And Holmgren, he's going to try. So here we go. Second free throw for Turner. Good. That one just hung around on the rim forever. And Turner gets a foul as the Thunder inbounding it. That's just a stupid foul. You don't why foul there? So here we go. Both teams are going to be in the bonus for the remainder of the ball game. And now the referees are getting together, talking. Halliburton trying to direct his teammates. So here we go. Here is SGA being guarded by Nembhard. SGA is going to drive inside. Kicked to Hartenstein. Stripped. Hartenstein again. Layup is good. And you can tell they've got SGA rattled. He's not putting a shot up right there. He should have shot that. Nembhard over to Neesmith. Halliburton. Turner. Back to Halliburton. Halliburton going to drive. Shot. No good. And Hartenstein with the rebound gets it to Jalen Williams. Here is Jalen Williams. 5.5 to go in the game. Jalen Williams drive inside, layup, good. Tie ball game at 95 apiece. Here is Andrew Nemhard. Kicks to Neesmith. Neesmith thought about a long two. Gets to Halliburton, though. Halliburton layup, good! He put that right up on the glass. Again, just these high arcing layups. It is incredible to watch them fall in. Here's Jalen Williams for the Thunder. Gonna drive. Guarded heavily by Neesmith. Jumper, no good. And the ball gets right into the hands of SGA. Layup, good. Tie ball game once again. And here comes Andrew Nemhard. Gets across the half-court line. Turner to Halliburton. Halliburton gonna dance. He's got Holmgren on him. Halliburton drives. Shot no good, but he was fouled. 4:19 to go. Halliburton, he knew he had the advantage because he had a hobbled Holmgren, and he was dancing, and he found where he wanted, the sweet spot, draws the foul, going to the line. And it's just this SGA play on the other side is beautiful. He's not had easy shots like that one, but when he gets it, he takes it. First free throw for Halliburton is good. Gives him a 1-point lead. So here we go. 4:17 to go. And the ref, Scott Foster, is talking. Trying to see what is. All right, here we go. Second free throw should be coming. Halliburton, 15 points in 32 minutes of play tonight. Second free throw is good for Halliburton. 99-97, Indiana. Here's SGA. 4 minutes to go. SGA trying to break a defense, and he loses the ball. Here's Neesmith getting it to Halliburton. Halliburton going to set the offense up to Nemhard. Back to Halliburton. Maybe it's his time to take over. Halliburton, step back three. Blocked. Neesmith will be fouled by Lou Dort. So Neesmith will go to the line as we're under 4 to go. And it's going to be Neesmith to see if he can put 2 more free throws in. And SGA just a clean block right there on the 3. So here we go. Neesmith will have his free throw. And that one goes in, 100-97. And a timeout by Oklahoma City. 3-point game right here and right now as the Indiana Pacers are under 4 minutes away from taking a 3-1 lead, or Oklahoma City could force a Game 6 back in Indianapolis. We will see on the other side of this commercial break. We'll be right back. All right. We are back. And what a game. Shea has been bottled up all night. Tyrese Halliburton hasn't really gotten going too much tonight. It's been all the other guys for both teams. But at the end of the day, the three-point shot may be the deciding factor because Oklahoma City has struggled to shoot the three tonight. Shea, over this season, has not had a game with 0 assists. So we're going to see what happens down the stretch. Neesmith to shoot one more free throw. $100-97. 3:52 to go. Neesmith, second free throw. It is in. 101-97. Here comes Jalen Williams. Indiana 11-33 from three. Oklahoma City only 2 for like 23. Shea with the ball. Gonna throw it up, and he just draws a foul on Aaron Neesmith. And so another trip to the line for SGA. So first free throw is good for SGA. SGA is just a master of drawing the foul. 23 points for SGA here tonight. Only the third point he's had in this quarter. And second one goes in. 101-99. Halliburton will bring the ball up for the Pacers. Here comes Tyrese inside. Layup is good. Tyrese Halliburton. Again, some of these layups are not easy that he's putting up and in. Here we go. Jalen Williams into SGA. Neesmith guarding him. SGA out to Jalen Williams. To SGA for three. Good! That is the big three-pointer, as it's only the third one tonight for the Thunder. Here's Nembhard being guarded by Caruso. Nembhard going to make a play. Neesmith with the screen. Nembhard driving inside. Layup. No good. Rebound by Jalen Williams. Here is SGA. He's looking to make a play. Neesmith guarding him. He's now directing traffic. SGA falling away. Shot is good. What a shot from SGA. The Thunder have the lead. What a shot from SGA. And Shea is making big plays when it counts the most. 104-103 OKC. Man, what are we watching? You want to talk about a quiet 29 from Shea Gilgeous-Alexander? Well, this is it right here. What a game. What a game, folks. Let's go to break. Be right back. we are back. And folks, this is crazy what we're watching. Here we go. Halliburton over to Pascal Siakam. 2 minutes to go. Back to Siakam. Here's Neesmith. Over to Turner. Turner to Halliburton. It is stripped away. Here comes Lou Dort. Inside. Layup. No good. Caruso. And they called a foul. I think it's on Miles Turner for knocking Lou Dort down. And so Lou Dort will go to the line. 2:02 to go in the fourth quarter. And just good defense right there by Lou Dort on Halliburton. Just a bad pass, I think it was Turner who was trying to pass it to Tyrese Halliburton. First free throw from Dort is no good. That is a big miss, folks. So here we go. Second from the line for Lou Dort. That one is good. 105-103. As here is Halliburton. Halliburton's going to try to make a play. Getting over to Neesmith. Back to Halliburton. Guarded by SGA, the two best players on the floor tonight as far as talent-wise. Halliburton dancing with Holmgren. Three-pointer, no good. And out of bounds off of Siakam. And Halliburton just can't get the three to go. So here we go. Alex Caruso. Thunder outscoring the Pacers 25-16 here in this fourth quarter. Here's Jalen Williams. A minute and a half to go. Jalen Williams has Neesmith on him. Here's Jalen Williams. Step back shot from the jumper. No good. Halliburton with the rebound. Here comes Tyrese. He's got Lou Dort on him. Miles Turner thought about the three. Here's Nembhard. Nembhard trying to make a play. 1:15 to go. Nembhard thought about it. He's got Holmgren on him. Nembhard going to dance. Jumper. No good. Rebound Jalen Williams. And here is Caruso with the ball. 1 minute to go. And so 105-103 Oklahoma City. What can Indiana do? Can they claw their way back? Here's Jalen Williams getting over to SGA. Here's SGA trying to draw a foul. No good. And they did. He drew the foul. He was trying to draw it, and he did. And again, just some of these, it's masterful in what he can do to draw these fouls. And again, it's Neesmith he gets. And that's a foul. Hits the wrist. Again, just masterful heroics by SGA. So SGA will go to the line. 44 seconds to go. Right now it's a 2-point game. So first free throw is good for Shea. 3-point lead. If you're Indiana, you would much rather it be a 3-point game than 4. Tonight, Shea is 5 of 5 from the stripe. And that one's good too. It's a 4-point game. And here comes Halliburton. He has got to hurry. You got to have something here. Halliburton trying to dance. Guarded by Holmgren. Halliburton, a lot of dancing. Out to Turner. Fakes the three. Now we'll shoot it. That's no good. And Matherin's got the ball. And 23 seconds to go. But I think it's going to be Indiana ball. So here we go. What can Indiana do? I'm just being honest. This is too much dribbling by Halliburton. You've got to figure out where you're going to go with the ball. But also, it's credit to some great defense here by Oklahoma City on this possession to force a lot of dribbling. And okay, so Matherin's going to the line for some free throws. First one, no good. No good. So if you're Indiana, you have got to get this free throw right here. You got to have it. Mathurin, 4 of 5 tonight from the stripe. He's got 7 points. So here we go. Mathurin. Second free throw. No good. Holmgren with the rebound. He's fouled. Or no, I think Mark Daignault will get the timeout. And so right now it's 107-103. So let's keep it here. So what we've seen, really, for the majority of the game, Indiana has controlled this ball game, folks. It's just been mostly Indiana controlling it. And Oklahoma City, SGA, he woke up in the fourth quarter and decided to come show up. Now, some of the play on him has been really tight, but I got to say, SGA, he is MVP for a reason. He's had a quiet 31 points, which is, quite honestly, ridiculous to sit here and say a quiet 31. But that's what you got right here, right now, for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, Indiana, I think you got to have more from Tyrese Halliburton. However, just like SGA, he's been guarded very heavily here tonight. So this has been for the most part, a defensive basketball game, although the scoring is still sort of high. But for today's basketball, definitely more defense than usual. So here we go. Like I said, 11 points in this quarter for Shai. Quiet 31. Just crazy to think about. So Caruso will inbound it for the Thunder. Tyrese to guard the inbound. 23.4 to go. Indiana leads the series 2-1. Thunder looking to get a game in Indiana, and I think they called a foul on Mathurin. And Rick Carlisle clearly does not like it. Clearly. And Shai will go to the line again. So it's a technical, as that one will go in. So, folks, 108-103. And this is just, a lot of hand fighting going on. It's just, I don't know. Some are just tick-tacky calls. And now Scott Foster, the referee, going to talk with the guys out on the floor. So here we go. Caruso to inbound it. And ball gets in, and it's tipped. Williams went up, and he landed very hard. But I think Mathurin's going to go to the line, so he's got to hit these free throws. It is big right here. And Halliburton, good awareness to get his hand up and try to steal the ball. So here we go, Mathurin. Couple of big free throws right here. 19 seconds to go. And he misses again. He missed again. So here we go. A second free throw for Ben Mathurin. And he knocks that one in. 4-point game. Press coming, and they're going to call a foul on Mathurin. My goodness. Yep, that's clear. He just runs right into the back of SGA, and another away from the ball foul, and SGA will go to the line. That one will go down for SGA, 109-104. So here we go. Caruso to inbound the ball. He'll get it into Jalen Williams. Williams being heavily guarded, and Siakam will tip it out of bounds. And so 15 seconds to go in the ball game. And so Indiana trying till the end. Here is SGA dribbling around, breaks some defenders, gets it to Lou Dort, back to SGA, 7 seconds, and there's not a whole lot you can do here if you're Indiana. It would be incredible if you could get back in this game, but with 7 seconds to go, I think, depending on the result of these free throws, this could pretty much put it out of reach. 109-104, as there's SGA's first one. It goes down. Folks, a 6-point game. It's going to be hard to come back from this. 7 seconds to go. 34 points for SGA. 9 of those have come from the free throw line. And there's his 10th made free throw. We'll make it 111-104. And Halliburton will get a long shot off. That one's no good. Holmgren with the rebound. And the Thunder have evened the series. 111-104. What a game. What a game, folks. So I'm just updating this so you can see the series is now tied 2 games apiece. The Thunder avoid going down 3-1. They force another game, a game 6 that'll be back in Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Indiana has a chance to win the next 2 and win it on home floor, or it could be Oklahoma City winning it in 6 right there in Indiana to shock the world. A game 7 is not guaranteed. It could happen, though. I think a lot of people would love to see a game 7. And the last time we saw a game 7 in the NBA Finals was 9 years ago when the Cleveland Cavaliers came back from down 3-1 to beat the Golden State Warriors. Folks, a 7-point win for the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's been a fun game to broadcast for you. And for those of you who may be joining us, who may not join us very often, we plan to come back sometime next week for our college football wraparound show to talk about, just basically preview the season coming up. As far as NBA Finals, keep an eye out on our community posts and Facebook page. Saber Broadcast Network on Facebook, Saber Broadcast Network on YouTube, community post for more information about if we do another NBA Finals game. But for now, I'm Cooper Naylor. I want to thank you for tuning in, everybody. It's been a great night of basketball. We got 2 more games in this series to determine, potentially 3 games to determine an NBA champion for 2025. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good night.